All right,
Even
perfect.
awarded me.
Yes, it warns both of us. So
Okay.
Victor, I want to say thank you for jumping on this call. I appreciate it. So we're going to use this video and post it on the Motion Sim Builders YouTube channel, and I'll also post it up on the group. That's how we met, actually, was through the Motion Sim Builders group. I spun that group up about 2 years ago, right when COVID hit. I actually admin the DOF Reality group. I started that back about 6 years ago, and that thing exploded. It's got almost 10,000 users in it. And I started the other group because people were getting them confused. They thought it was like all Sims, and I said no, the other one was specifically for DOF Reality guys. So I started up the other one because I started to build a custom machine just like you've got in front of us. So with that said, thanks for jumping on the call. Take us through your sim build. I mean, you've got I see your V3 pedal set. We've got some similar equipment. We just joked around about the wireless keyboard. I've got the same wireless keyboard, so you're gonna walk around with it. So
Best cheapest one ever. He
I
dropped
got
it.
yep,
So good. It's so good.
yep,
Yeah.
$50 Logitech, the same thing I've run. So
Yeah. Right. Right.
now,
Well,
did you?
thank you for having me, and thank you for making the awesome Facebook group. It's been really nice, actually. Nice people on it. Very welcoming. And yeah, so we built this Henrik. Actually, a pal of me together. He's really good at the drawing, the 3D parts and everything. So we
Yep,
mock it up, then we draw it together, and then he takes it to work where he has a lot of time, gets
yep,
paid.
nice.
And then yeah, he draws it up really nicely, and so that's how we did it. We
So now
actually we saw Peacemaker build,
I was
and
just
we're
gonna
like,
say, so
yeah,
you,
we
that's
saw the
pretty cool.
Peacemaker build, and we were like,
Yep, Peacemaker's
come
for
on.
those that are listening. Peacemaker, that's Chris Murray. So Chris Murray is a great YouTube channel called Peacemaker Motion. This is a Peacemaker. I think it's Peacemaker on YouTube. So look him up. I will link it down below so you guys can actually click on Chris's build. I'm gonna get Chris on the show at some point too. I want to definitely interview Chris. He thinks he's gonna be a boring interview. I'm like, Chris, you're gonna be a great interview.
It will be better than mine. At least he will look at the camera, and I don't
No,
have
no,
he
yours is
will
good.
have to look back.
Yeah, and for those watching, actually, Victor only had one camera. He tried to move it, but it wasn't playing nice. So we're going to do some online racing after this interview. But so take us through the build. So it's a two-part frame. You got an upper frame and a lower frame, and then you built your cylinders. So did you weld everything up yourself, or did you have somebody else do it?
Yeah, actually, me and my grandfather, he's a farmer, so
Yeah.
always built his own farming equipment actually himself.
Oh,
So
that's
was really
very
good with
cool.
the welding.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fantastic. So
and
you had it right in the family. So you called
yeah,
your grandfather, say, I have this crazy idea.
exactly. He
Now
was
more.
like, "Let's do this, man. It looks fun."
All right, now I got to ask: have you gotten your grandfather in the sim? Has he actually been in the simulator yet?
Yeah, but not on a full motion.
Not on full
Gently,
motion.
gently. Yeah,
You're gonna
gently.
you definitely gotta get him in. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
So he helped you with the
we did.
welding. Now, what about the cylinders? So they the exact same build that Chris did. Did you follow his instructions online to build the cylinders?
We actually followed mostly. We looked at the design and copied it, but adapted actually a fair bit. So we have the how do you say it in English, the joint at the bottom.
Yep, the
So
U
we did
joint,
we
or
yeah we did
the
that.
knuckle.
Yeah, we did that in a different base. It's also online, I think. It's from, Chris said it the other day. We also saw it from a different video from a different guy. Let
Mm-hmm.
me think. Can't get to it now. He
Yep.
used a car part and
Yep.
then 3D printed the joint itself,
Yep.
and we mock it up. We put it underneath, and that's how we got there. And then
Nice.
basically the coupler housing, I'm not sure. No, you can't see it. So the underneath the engine,
Yep.
we have the coupler, then on top the coupler housing. So that's basically the same. And then we changed the top design for the. We have actually a metal part tube,
Mm-hmm.
and Chris Murray used the carbon fiber tubes.
Yep.
Actually, first used the same as Peacemaker, the stormwater tube.
Mm-hmm.
And we are like, come
Yeah,
on,
the
it
storm
looks
drain
so,
stuff. It was like the
yeah,
black tube. Yep.
the black tube, and we are like, come on, man, it looks so good. Before we put the tube, and then you put that silly tube on, it looks like a tube.
Right.
No. Then we started Googling and we found these tubes.
Yep.
So we're like, oh, we have to have them. So yeah, that's how we did it. And instead of actually this part where it's on the ball screw, we used something that we don't have to epoxy it tight. So
Okay.
ours is actually unscrewable. So if it breaks, we can screw a new one in and
Yep.
re-go again.
Mm-hmm.
And then Well, my friend had a lot of time on his hand, and he saw Peacemaker's video. So he's
Yep.
like, "Wait, I have an idea. Let's make it two." So then we got to this,
Yep.
the new design. So with the rods. Not sure if you can see it on the video. Yeah.
Yep. I can see it. Yeah, it looks really good. Yep. That clear tube is incredible. I love that look.
Yeah, it's really nice. So yeah, and now we're busy on making a manual of so people can actually make this the same thing.
Yep.
And we have a link made and everything with all the parts included.
Yep.
So people can just go to AliExpress, they order all the parts except the 3D parts.
Yep.
And order it, get it delivered, follow the instructions, and make it.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So everything on the cylinder and each end is 3D printed, and the piece in the middle, that's all store bought. That's all off the shelf componentry. So what are you running for motors?
The 90 SDs.
Okay. All right. And you're doing what are you pushing it with a Thanos board?
Yeah, the Thanos and the 90 SDs are exactly the same as Chris Murray. He has a nice video about it, explaining the Thanos controller and everything.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'll link that as well in the video below for anyone watching that wants to check it out. So I think the Thanos board right now with the wireless controller, I think it's around $430. I mean, you can't beat the price. I mean, that's incredibly cheap.
Exactly for what it does. I mean, with those engines, awesome.
Yep. So that's pretty cool. Now, what do you have for travel? What's your entire like up and down? How many? I mean, over here we measure in SAE, it'd be in inches, but you're probably going centimeters. I wish we were metric over here, but we're not.
Well,
so
the full length of the ball screw is 500 millimeters, and we can use around 45.
45 all in. Okay. All right.
So 5 millimeters of spare room.
Yep.
That we don't use while we actually blocked it in the software, just to be safe.
Yep.
Because and we made the design that it would stop against the top. Because our first design we had a little bit of a problem, so we tested it. Everything's great, and then at the end, so why does the rig not go down anymore? And all the ball screws were actually unscrewed.
Oh, I see.
Oh, but that was horrible. All those tiny balls and the bearings, you had to all put them in again.
Yep. But that's how you learn. That's how you learn. It's trial and error. It's trial and error. I can't tell you how many times I've put something together. I'm going, that's not how I thought it was going to work, and take it back apart and redo it all again.
Redo it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's very cool. Now, where do you have this set up? Is this in your house or is it in the basement? It looks like you're in like a man cave.
Yeah, some kind of a man cave actually. On the attic of the house.
That's pretty cool.
We made this design. Can actually, but I'm not sure if it'll probably be too bright. That's the light.
A little bit of washout.
Actually, also with the Elgato, what do you call it, the Stream Deck, we can control the lights and everything. It's fun.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. That's neat. Yep.
Just with the Philips Hue, some plug in and play, and it works.
Yep. And so that's 2 fans in each corner of the monitor. You're like me. I've got the 49-inch curved monitor. So you're running the Samsung. What kind of monitor do you have?
Yeah, the Samsung. Wasn't a special here, so I just grabbed it. Took it.
I got mine on a special sale at Micro Center. It was on sale for like $600. I couldn't go wrong. So
yeah, exactly.
Yep. And it's funny too, because a lot of people, I mount a mine to my rig as well, and I like running it with the screen better than in VR. I can do VR. It doesn't make me sick at all. But what I truly like is that if you're hanging out with a couple of your buddies and you want to actually race, it's still social. You can still talk to them and they're right next to you and they can still see what you're doing. It's a better environment. When you put VR on, you're fully consumed in the game. It's like you can't see what's around you or anything else. So it's
yeah, exactly.
Yep. Now, do you have VR set up as well, or do you just the monitor on the screen?
Just the monitor, and we're actually building a second rig now to be more social.
Isn't it funny? Dude, what's with us? I'm telling you, I'm doing the same thing. It's like I want to sell the rig I have, but I'm like, if I rather have 2, so I want to have 2 rigs so I can race side by side with my buddies.
Yeah, exactly, man. A LAN party.
Yes, exactly.
I think it will be great. Here in Belgium, actually, there's a few places where you can go, and they have rigs standing like this. But more with the 4 motors on the
Yep.
corners.
Yep. Yep.
They do it like that, and there's like
So more
15 computers
like the
standing there.
D-Box design. It's got the 4
Yeah,
motors, and they do the
exactly.
traction loss under it. Where I
Yeah,
like the 6 DOF, where you're completely hovering. Like this setup here,
it's
I've
fun.
wanted.
It's
Oh
really
my god,
fun.
it's incredible. You know, and now
Yeah.
do you do any dirt rally racing in your rig? Do you do any? Yeah,
I haven't yet.
you haven't.
I
You
still
see,
have to do.
that's where I think the rig would really shine, is because you come up over a hill, and you're
And
airborne.
you
Like,
fly.
how fast will that rig drop? Like, that's what I
Believe,
want to
believe,
see.
yeah. And on iRacing on the Nürburgring, the Nordschleife,
Yep.
there's some parts where you really like hover with the car and then you smack on the ground
Yep.
again.
Yep.
Oh man, that's awesome to see.
Yeah,
That's really
that's the two motions I'm missing, because I've got my 3 DOF machine, and I don't get that surge or the heave. I don't get the back and forth. I don't get the up and down. So, but
yeah.
yep. And honestly, I mean, when I saw Chris's video, Peacemaker, that's when I'm like, that's my next build. I'm building one of those.
We had the same idea. Me and my pal, we looked at each other. We were like,
Yep. So I know Chris
and
is
we
going to
have
watch
to
this
do
video.
it.
Chris, we hate you. Chris, you cost us all a ton of money.
a lot of money.
That's
I
right.
know. I saw his triple monitor setup.
I
Ooh,
just
man.
saw
Ooh.
I just saw it on Facebook. Yeah, I don't know if we did a video yet or not, but I saw his post on Facebook. He had the triple monitors. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty rad. So now, how high up did that just go? I saw you just turned it on. So that went up probably what, about 20 centimeters, 25 centimeters?
Yeah, something like that. This is now at idle, so 50%.
Okay.
So this is where it starts everything. And if it goes to 100%, it just not touches the ceiling. Just not.
Really?
Can put
Wow.
2 fingers in between.
It's that goes up that high, huh? Oh, that's
Yeah,
incredible.
it
That's
does.
really cool. Now, Victor, how long ago did you build this? Is it about a year ago, 6 months? When did you start it?
Oh, actually not. I think we saw Chris's video somewhere September.
Okay.
And then started designing.
Yep.
Ordering the parts.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, yeah, if I remember it good, in my Christmas holiday, we put everything together, put the FlyPT software, which was quite a steep learning curve.
Yep.
We put that in, and at the end of, it took me about a week.
Okay.
And then we were racing.
So you've been live since about mid-January, early February, roughly?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still brand new. You've only had this thing for about 3 months.
Yeah,
dude, that's awesome. I can see you. Look at you. Look at the grin on your face. You're like a little kid.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
love it. That's awesome. That's so
it.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm pumped
really.
for you. I mean, it's such a cool hobby. And like I try to tell people, and I'm sure you can relate, I'm a car guy. I've built a lot of cool things over the years. I built a Factory 5 Cobra about 15 years ago. But I've had people jump in my simulator and they're like, Dave, this is the coolest machine you've ever built. And they're like, what I really like about it is I can put you in any car and put you on any track, any course, anywhere in the globe. And it feels right. I mean, it's, and like I tell people, it's a simulator. It's not an arcade game. It doesn't have an arcade feel at all. You have to know how to drive.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. It gets really with the gear, with the Fanatec gear and everything, it gets super realistic.
Yeah,
so
it totally
that's
does.
still with a cheap wheelbase. Actually, it's the DD.
Yep.
So it's quite the step-in model, I guess. Actually, the cheapest one.
Yep.
And even with that, it gets really realistic already.
Yeah,
when my
funny.
family is here, they come and they see the rig and they're like, "Wow, it's huge!" Yep. And then they put them on, you see the smile coming on their face, and like
exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's funny too because my last upgrade I did was I put a SimuCube direct drive wheel on, and like Chris, I built mine myself. I bought the Midge motor,
nice.
and I went out and bought the card, and I put it all together. It's in a separate master cooler box to my left over here, and it's kind of funny because I had originally just a belt drive wheel, and I didn't realize how. I mean, I thought it was adequate till I went direct drive. When you go direct, it's unbelievable the different. I mean, if I can give anybody watching this video any input, if you want to get into sim racing, and you probably want motion, but if you've got only a set
start
budget,
with a wheel.
Start with a wheel. Get a quality direct drive wheel. That I can't express that enough. I
already feel the car.
Yes, yeah. I mean, honestly, Victor, it was one of the last things I put on my rig, and after I put it on, I'm like, I should have done that first. I'm like, oh my god, I mean, it's crazy. I've got the Thrustmaster shifter, the TH8A, and I modified that, and I put the short throw kit on it, and I 3D printed those parts. I'll put a link below. Actually, I've got it on my YouTube channel for the Motion Sim Builders. Another about $20 in 3D printed parts, and it feels like a real shifter. It's a really good feel to it. Now, do you have a
Well,
shifter
it's
too, or
fun.
just paddle shift?
No, actually not. Well, on the steering wheel, the paddles, but
Yep.
otherwise, not yet. No.
Okay, yeah, I got the paddle shifters too on my wheel. I do the same thing. I got paddle shifters, but I like having the regular shifter as well. Also, because I can swap out the H pattern and I can put a sequential in. So if I'm
Yeah,
actually racing like
exactly.
dirt
For
rally, I
rally.
can sequential shift. Yep,
Yeah, exactly. Or you take a classic car and set a
exactly.
Corso, one of the modded maps. You
Yep,
drive with a old Porsche or something.
totally,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That's incredible. That is so cool. Yeah, I mean, what an awesome build. I mean, it's been cool. I've met so many cool people in the community, and all by accident. It was the COVID really kind of boosted sim racing to a level I didn't think any of us would ever imagine. Like I said, I started the DOF reality group about 5 years ago, and then when COVID hit, I saw a huge spike with the DOF reality group, and then
Yeah,
at that point, that's when I got in and I created the new one, the motion sim builders, and it just exploded. And it's like I said, it's about 3,000 people in that. The YouTube channel only has about, I think, 80 people on it right now, but it'll grow. I mean, with doing
it'll
videos
grow.
like this.
Yeah.
Yep. But like I said, I definitely want to do some online racing. So I appreciate you jumping off of the interview. And anything else you want to add before we cut the video off? I mean, I appreciate you jumping on. I mean, dude, the thing's awesome. I'm as excited as you are. I think it's awesome.
Thank you, thank you. Well, I'm also excited to race it once to show it. I
Yep.
tried to make videos already on YouTube, but
Yep.
like you see, it's not really my thing. The
Yeah, but
video.
you know what though, I would, I'm not good at it still, but I've gotten better over time, and I appreciate jumping on. And like I said, I'll link your channel with the Motion Sim channel, and hopefully that'll get you some subs, get you some views, and we'll do some
Perfect.
online racing. And that's where I've seen other channels really explode, is kind of making it, building your community, and building your own network. And with having good guys like you, and Craig Hyde, and and all these guys in the group that are just incredible builders, and good guys. It's an awesome group. You're over in Belgium. I'm over here in North America. I'm in just south of Boston, Massachusetts, and I mean we're 5,000 miles apart, and we have a passion for cars and racing simulators. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's awesome. Well,
Oh,
passion for cars goes far already, but I
yep.
mean, the passion for the simulators and everything, it gets you so much closer to people. I mean,
Oh
it's
my
a
God,
smaller
yeah.
world also, and it's growing fast.
Well,
But
what's funny?
I mean,
It's funny
see,
you mentioned that. When I got into sim racing, I felt like I was on an island. Like everything I researched, like I was on the XSim website, and I felt like there was just no help out there at all. And then YouTube and Facebook really kind of connected people with groups, and like I said,
yeah,
I've got
yeah,
friends now all over the country, yourself included,
yeah, exactly,
all
exactly.
over the
That's
globe.
nice.
It's awesome. It is so cool. And like I tell people look at my rig and like, I could never do that. I'm like, you'd be shocked.
Yeah,
It's
you
not as
can.
hard as you think. Anybody can do this. Anybody
Anyone
can
can
do
do it.
this. Yes.
Anybody.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, like me, I did it with some help of family and friends, and
Yeah.
it's standing here. I
Right.
mean, I'm
Right.
happy with it.
Yeah. And I bet everyone that comes over is probably like, Victor, that thing's awesome. Like, holy crap.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. First thing they're like, oh, cool. Come on, can we turn it on? Can I
yeah,
try it? And sure.
sure.
And then 2 hours later, I'm like, so we were gonna barbecue, no?
Right. How funny is that? Right. It's awesome. That is so cool. Yeah. Now, before we cut it off, what's your go-to? I know you do iRacing. We talked about Assetto Corsa. You and I are going to spin some laps in Assetto Corsa after this video. What's your favorite game? What do you like to really spin in it?
We started with iRacing
Yep.
because Asata Corsa kept on crashing. The famous D3D device being lost crash.
Okay. Yep.
So, but 2 weeks ago, well, yeah, now I had a new operation. I was like, come on, I have to get this game working, and we just downclocked the GPU,
Yep.
and now it keeps running.
Nice.
And now I've been actually, that's nice because in iRacing the actual racing against other cars is, oh my god, it's difficult.
It is. It's very hard. I actually are pretty frustrated with iRacing. I didn't like the penalty system. I enjoyed
Yeah,
Assetto
yeah,
Corsa. I think the graphics look better in Assetto. Myself personally, I think
yeah.
it's a
The
better
Unreal
quality
Engine,
look.
yeah, it's
Yep.
awesome. It's
Yep.
awesome. There's actually now a new game, German game coming up. I think it's gonna launch like a closed beta now this summer
Okay.
with Unreal Engine 5. So I think that
Oh,
will
that's
look
cool. Nice. I did not know
amazing.
that. That's really cool. That's incredible. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
All right. So what's your favorite car? What's your go-to when you jump in this sim and you want to spin laps? What do you like to drive?
like the background says the Porsche, and
Okay.
actually here on the wall is a
Yep.
Porsche RSR.
Okay.
I love it. That's really
Nice.
nice.
Okay.
That's really nice.
So you
But on
you like high
on
revving, good handling. You see, I like the American muscle cars. I like the Cobra. I like the Ford GT. I like to drive out of control. I like it when the
yeah,
car's
yeah,
just high
they're really
powered.
awesome. They're really awesome. But when you take the turn, it's like, I missed it.
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes I use the guardrail or the Jersey barrier. You know, the
To
concrete.
just help you a little bit.
That's the best thing about racing simulators. You can smash it up, and guess what? It doesn't cost you a dime. You just hit reset.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
have to say, in the motion rig, you get quite a smash.
You do. It's incredible. It's so well. We talked about the
You
direct
feel
drive
it.
wheel. I had to tone mine down. Like I run mine at around 20%. And
Yeah,
if
it
you don't,
breaks your wrist.
well, you have to put your. I tell people like put your thumbs outside the wheel
Yeah, yeah,
until you're experienced. Because if you hit the wall and your thumb's on the inside, you will dislocate your thumb. You know, it's a
exactly,
real.
exactly.
It's a real sim. So
Yeah, mine is on 8 Newton meters,
yep.
and I have to say,
Yeah, mine's at 20. So
thumbs up, and
yes,
tight grip.
yes. Yeah. And it took me a while to like when someone else gets in my rig, I put it down to about 10, but when I'm driving, I keep it at 20 because I like that real feel. Like I like when I get out of my rig, I want arm pump, you know, like I want it to feel like
Yeah, yeah,
I'm hanging
exactly.
on for dear life. So, yeah, yeah.
Fitness, free
So
fitness.
absolutely, absolutely. So cool. All right. Well, like I said, I appreciate the interview, Victor. You've been a lot of fun. I can't wait to get this posted up on the YouTube
Thank you,
channel. We'll
thank you.
share
It
it out, and
was really nice.
I'll link your channel below as well. And
Awesome.
I'll kill this, and we'll jump online. We'll keep this meeting going. I'm just gonna hit end.